Before a packed audience. We still have a couple minutes left, so we're just gonna tell jokes and do shadow plays and stuff like that.
Mr. O'Neill, can I tell a joke to the audience?
Do you know a joke?
Yeah. It's
Would you
really
please
good.
come up here?
Alicia, don't say it. I know a really good joke.
Speak good and loud.
Okay. How do you put a baby astronaut to sleep?
How do you put a baby astronaut to sleep?
Rocket.
By the way, that's his sister. So that was a little unfair. Let's do another one. Oh, that's the only one we know right now. So when we think of one, he'll be right back up.
I got one, Mr. O. I got one. Yeah.
No, with you I have to ask.
Yeah, what is the joke?
No, it's one man made it. Sorry.
No.
One man made it. One
No.
man. It's not a bad one.
I know, but I'm afraid of it.
Oh, come on. Anything with men
Yeah, I know.
makes me nervous.
Okay. One girl made it. One girl needed it.
Go away. Yeah.
God.
You're on a short leash.
Are we waiting?
What was the answer? No, that one's not even funny.
Knock knock. Knock knock. Joe. Joe. That's such an old one. I got a knock knock joke for you. Knock knock.
Baby brothers here. Emil,
Emil. Why isn't
my birth father's here with his baby boy. Oh, whoa.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hey, picture me.
Welcome to the annual Rocky View School Christmas program. We would like to thank everyone for coming tonight, and please don't withhold your applause. We would like you to applaud frequently and loudly, as much as you can. We will turn tonight over to the students.
Grant.
Hi, my name is Grant Hassman, and I will be reciting Beauty by E.A. Sher. Beauty is seen in the sun, like the trees, the birds, corn growing, people working or dancing for their harvest. Beauty is heard in the night, wind sighing, rain falling, or a singer chanting everything in earnest. Beauty is in yourselves, good deeds, happy thoughts that repeat themselves in their dreams, in your work, and even in your rest.
Hello, my name is Bhima Plummer. I'll be reciting Down with the Lambs. Okay, when to stop? Down with the lambs, up with the lark, run to bed, children, before it gets dark. I'll be reciting the sunshiny shower. The sunshiny shower won't last an hour.
Hello, my name is John Cross, and I will be reciting the poem There Isn't Time by Eleanor Farjeon. There isn't time to do the things I want to do, with all the mountain tops to climb, and all the woods to wander through, and all the seas to sail upon, and everywhere there is to go. And all the people, everyone, who live upon the earth to know, there's only time, to know a few and do a few, and then sit down and make a rhyme about the rest I want to do.
Hello, my name is Daniel Farwell. I'll be reciting The Miser by Aesop. A miser had a lump of gold which he buried in the ground. One day he found it. Oh, wait. Sorry. A miser had a lump of gold which he buried in the ground. Every day, a miser had a lump of gold which he buried in the ground, coming to the spot every day to look at it. One day, finding that it was stolen, he began to tear his hair and lament loudly. A neighbor seeing him said, "Pray, do not grieve so. Bury a stone in the hole and fancy it is the gold. It will serve you just as well, for when the gold was there, you made no use of it." The moral of the story is the value of our possessions depend on how we use them.
Hello, my name is Casey O'Riordan, and I will be reciting the poem My Cat, Mrs. Lickerton by John Ciardi. Some of the cats I know about spend a little time in and a lot of time out, or a lot of time out and a little time in. But my cat, Mrs. Lickerton, never knows where she wants to be. If I let her in, she looks at me and begins to sing that she wants to go out. So I open the door to let her out, and she begins to sing, "Please let me in." Poor silly Mrs. Lickerton. The thing about cats, as you may find, that no one knows what they have in mind. I'll tell you something about that. No one knows it less than my cat.
Hello, my name is Megan Tweed, and I'll be reciting The Boy Who Kissed His Mother by Eben E. Rexford. She sat on the porch in sunshine as I went down the street, a woman whose hair was silver, but whose face was blossom sweet, making me think of a garden where, in spite the frost and snow of bleak November weather and late fragrant lilies grow. I heard a footstep behind me and a sound of a merry laugh, and I knew the heart it came from would be like a comforting staff. I turned at the click of the gate latch and met his manly look. A face like his gives me pleasure, like the page of a pleasant book. It told of a steadfast purpose, of a brave and daring will, a face with a promise in it that God grants the years fulfill. He went up the pathway singing. I saw the woman's eyes grow bright with a wordless welcome, as sunshine warms the skies. "Back again, sweetheart mother," he cried and bent to kiss. The loving face is lifted for what some mothers miss. That boy will do to depend on. I hold that this is true. From lads in love with their mothers, our bravest heroes grew. Earth's grandest hearts have been loving hearts since time and earth began, and the boy who kissed his mother is every inch a man.
Hello, my name is Brandon Garcia, and I'll be reciting Words Are Wonderful Things by Mrs. E.R. Miller. Keep a watch on your words, my friend, for words are wonderful things. They are sweet like the bees, fresh honey like the bees. They have terrible stings. They can cut through the strife of They can bless the warm God's sunshine and brighten a lonely life. They can cut through the strife of anger like an open two-edged knife. Row, row, row your boat on the recorder. My name is Ray Melendez.
I'm John Krause, and we will be playing a Happy New Year on the recorder.
Hello, my name is Chris Epperson,
My name is Emil Modisett.
and we will be playing Joy to the World on the recorder.
I will be playing Canon on the recorder.
Do you need your music? You don't need, do you need your music?
1, 2, 3, ready, go.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Moore, and I'll be playing Jolly Old St. Nicholas on the recorder.
on the housetops and recorded.
I'll be playing when the Saints go marching in.
I'll be playing Jingle Bells.
I will be reciting The Blind Man and the Elephant, a story from India. There lived in India 6 friends who were all blind. Now India, of course, is a land of that greatest of land beasts, the elephant. But naturally, since these friends were all blind, they did not know what an elephant looked like. One day they were sitting together talking when they heard a great roar. "I believe that is an elephant in the street," one said. "Now is our chance to find out what kind of creature the elephant is," said another. So they all went into the street. The first blind man reached out and touched the elephant's ear. "Ah," he said to himself, "the elephant is a rough, wide thing. It is like a rug." The second blind man felt the elephant's trunk. "Now I understand," he thought. "The elephant is a long, round thing. It is like a giant snake." The third blind man touched the elephant's leg. "Well, I wouldn't have guessed it," he said. "The elephant is tall and firm, just like a tree." The fourth blind man felt the elephant's side. "Now I know," he thought. "The elephant is wide and smooth, like a wall." The fifth blind man put his hands in the elephant's tusk. "The elephant is a hard, sharp animal, like a spear," he decided. The sixth blind man touched the elephant's tail. "Well, well," he said, "it gives a mighty roar, but the elephant is just a thing like a long, thin rope." Afterwards, the 6 blind friends sat down again to talk about the elephant. "It is rough and wide like a rug," said the first. "No, it is long and round like a snake," said the second. "Don't be silly," laughed the third. "It is tall and firm like a tree." "No, it is not," growled the fourth. "It is wide and smooth like a wall." Hard and sharp like a spear, shouted the fifth. Long and thin like a rope, yelled the sixth. And so a fight started. Each one insisted he was right. He had touched it with his own hands, hadn't he? The owner of the elephant heard all the shouting and came to see what the fuss was about. Each of you is right, and each of you is wrong, he told them. One man may not be able to find the whole truth by himself, just a small part of it. But if we work together, each adding our own piece to the whole, we can find wisdom.
I'll be reciting The Will by Ian Stroller. There was no man who had 3 sons and 17 horses. I've written my will, he told his sons. I'm going to leave my horses to 3 of you, but you must share them as I say. The old man died, the will was open. To my 3 sons I leave my 17 horses. My eldest son shall take a half, my second son shall take a third, my youngest son shall take a ninth. Shed no blood, do not kill. You must obey your father's will. The 3 sons were puzzled, as school had been well taught, but not so well that they could divide 17 by 2, 17 by 3, 17 by 9, and still obey their father's will. What did they do? They went to the wise man and asked his advice. I will give you a horse, said the wise man. Now go away and obey your father's will. They took the horse and went away. They now had 18 horses. The eldest son took a half, the second son took a third, the youngest son took a ninth, and the wise man's horse, they gave it back. Why did the old man write his will like that?
My name is Stephanie Moore, and I'll be reciting Greedy by Sidney Dare. A greedy fellow, I should say, passed apples round this way, and then he snatched, he couldn't wait, the biggest one upon the plate. Such greediness I do despise, for I've been keeping both my eyes upon that apple, for you see, the plate was coming next to me. 'Twas big and mellow, just the kind a greedy chap would like to find. Laughed as though he thought it fun. I meant to take that very one.
I'll be reciting the poem, the story, The Unfruitful Tree, by Frederick A. Krummacher. There was a farmer who had a brother in town who was a gardener, and who possessed a magnificent orchard full of the finest fruit trees. So his skills and his beautiful trees were famous everywhere. One day the farmer went into town to visit his brother, and was astonished by the rows of trees grown slender and smooth as wax tapers. Look, my brother, said the gardener, I will give you an apple tree, the best from my garden, so you and your children and your children's children shall enjoy it. The gardener called his workmen and told them to take up the tree and carry it to his brother's farm. They did so, and the next morning the farmer began to wonder where he should plant it. If I plant it on the hill, he said to himself, the wind might catch it and shake down the delicious fruit before it is ripe. If I plant it too close to the road, he said to himself, passers-by might see it and rob me of its luscious apples. If I plant it too close to the door of my house, my children or my servants may take the fruit. So after thinking the matter over, he decided to plant the tree behind his barn, saying to himself, prying thieves will not think to look for it here. But behold, the tree bore neither fruit nor blossom, neither the first year nor the second. The farmer called for his brother the gardener and reproached him angrily, saying, you have deceived me, brother. You have given me a barren tree instead of a fruitful one. For behold, this is the 3rd year, and still it brings forth nothing but leaves. When the gardener saw where the tree was planted, laughed and said, you have planted the tree where it is exposed to cold winds and has neither sun nor warmth. How then could you expect fruit or flowers? You have planted the tree with a greedy and suspicious heart. How then could you expect to reap a rich and generous harvest?
I will be reciting America Today by Rachel Field. Do skyscrapers ever grow tired of holding themselves up high? Do they ever shiver on frosty nights with their tops against the sky? Do they ever feel lonely sometimes because they have grown so tall? Do they ever wish they could lie right down and never get up at all?
I'll be reciting The Place of Brotherhood, an early Jewish tale. In the days of King Solomon, there lived two brothers who reaped wheat in the fields of Zion. One night, in the dark of the moon, the elder brother gathered several sheaves of his harvest and left it in his brother's field, saying to himself, "My brother has 7 children with so many mouths to feed, he could use some of my bounty." And he went home. A short time later, the younger brother slipped out of his house and gathered several sheaves of his wheat and carried it into his brother's field, saying to himself, "My brother is all alone with no one to help him harvest. I could share some of my wheat with him." When the sun rose, each brother was amazed to find he had just as much wheat as before. On the next night, they paid each other the same kindness, and still awoke to find their stores undiminished. But on the third night, they met as they carried gifts into each other's fields. Each threw his arms around the other and shed tears of joy for his goodness. When King Solomon heard of their love, he built the Temple of Israel there on the place of brotherhood.
I'll be reciting We Thank Thee, author unknown. For mother love and father care, for brothers strong and sisters fair, for love at home and here you stay, for guidance lest we go astray, Father in heaven, we thank thee. For this new morning with its light, for rest and shelter of the night, for health and food, for love and friends, for everything his goodness sends, Father in heaven, we thank thee.
I will be reciting the poem 3 Things, author unknown. I know 3 things must always be to keep a nation strong and free. One is the hearthstone, bright and dear, with busy, happy loved ones near. One is a ready heart and hand to love and serve and keep the land. One is a worn and beaten way to where the people go to pray. So long as these are kept alive, nation and people will survive. God keep them always, everywhere, the home, the heart, the place of prayer.
I will be reciting Is There a Santa Claus by Francis P. Church. This famous editorial appeared in the New York Sun on September 21st, 1897. Many newspapers continue to reprint it around Christmas time. We take pleasure in answering at once and thus prominently the communication below, expressing at the same time our great gratification that its faithful author is numbered among the friends of the Sun. Dear editor, I am 8 years old. Some of my little friends say there is no Santa Claus. Papa says if you see it in the sun, it's so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus? Virginia O. Hanlon, 115 West 95th Street, New York City, New York. Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They've been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except they see. They think that nothing can be which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect, an ant in his intellect, as compared with the boundless world about him, as measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole of truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist, and you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary would be the world if there were no Santa Claus. It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There would be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight. The eternal light with which childhood fills the world would be extinguished. Did not believe in Santa Claus, you might as well not believe in fairies. You might get your papa to hire men to watch in all the chimneys on Christmas Eve,
to catch Santa Claus. But even if they do not see Santa Claus coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees Santa Claus, but that is no sign there is no Santa Claus. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not, but that is no sign, that's no proof that they are not there. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders there are unseen and unseeable in the world. You tear apart a baby's rattle and see what makes the noise inside, but there is a veil covering the unseen world which not the strongest man, nor the united strength of all the strongest men that ever lived could tear apart. Only faith, fancy, poetry, love, romance can push aside that curtain and view and picture the supernal beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Ah, Virginia, in all this world there is nothing else real and abiding. No Santa Claus. Thank God he lives, and he lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years, he will continue to make glad the heart of childhood.
And with that, we conclude the 2004 Christmas program for Rocky View School. We thank all of you for coming tonight, and we would like to give a big round of applause to all the students and the work they did here.
To thank the Krause family for these very lovely programs that we have this evening. These are wonderful keepsakes. Thank you very, very much for doing these. Mrs. Becky Hassinger was chaired the refreshments. We would like to welcome you. There is coffee. She made coffee. You were supposed to say that. I wasn't supposed to say that. There is coffee. I'm sorry, Becky. Anyway, please, thank you so much for coming tonight. These guys have worked long and hard. Oh my gosh,
Before any of the students go over to the snack tables, it is a tradition here at school that all students will serve their parents and guests first before you can have something for yourselves.
Anyway, Bhima seems more like a comedian.